Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Episcopal Boys JV Basketball versus St. Albans. I'm Brunson Wickham, and I'm here with
the analyst Thomas Sigler. We're excited to broadcast this matchup today. Should be a pretty good one. The last time St. Albans played Episcopal, it was a close matchup. I think it was a one-point game, ended in the last second. So hopefully we'll see another competitive game. We've got George Menjak and Zach Roberts taking the tip-off.
And Episcopal and Bullis are certainly the favorites in the IC this year. So Episcopal's looking good coming into this game. It's been a true joy to watch them so far this year, and they've got a lot of talent on the court. And more importantly, they're very cohesive as a team and have a lot of hustle and have a lot of determination, and that's what makes for a great team.
A little bit of a surprise tip-off there. The ref kind of just went in and threw it up, but I like what you said about the cohesive team. We've got a lot of returners here. The only person coming up from junior from last year that is starting is Kibri. And he was notably a star on that junior team last year. I would know firsthand as I was on that team myself.
Now Kibri with the ball. In and out move to Miles. To Charles. Charles with the ball. And it's good. What a way to start the game for the Maroon.
You know, I've never seen Charles Fisher miss a mid-range shot before, and he's holding up to that expectation.
I haven't either. Now over to St. Albans. On the right wing. Up top to number 23. Across. Driving down the middle. Kicks back out to number 5. Number 5 for St. Albans is driving. Over to 13. Back goes here. Some really good ball movement from St. Albans here.
Really good ball movement, but also really good defense.
Yes. And Zach Roberts with the great shot contest. Kibbe with the board. Kibbe with a move. Tipped out to Charles. Charles back to Kibbe to Miles, number 5. Miles with the jump stop.
Refs will rule it out of bounds, and that'll be St. Albans' possession.
In Episcopal with notable injury, Jack Knudsen is out today. I'm not 100% sure on his recovery timeline, but Episcopal will definitely be missing his presence out there. Back,
no doubt that he's still leading the locker room, though.
For sure.
Great interior defense by the Maroon there.
And as we see, number 2, Charles Fisher moving around the court here. Kibbe. Wow, what a shot by Kibbe. What a mid-range cash.
There's nothing I like to see more than a good basketball team playing the mid-range game. You know, I think it's kind of a dead game in today's game. Everyone wants to go for that long 3. The mid-range has kind of died out, but it's a shot that no one really expects, and that can definitely cash out for this Episcopal team. St. Albans seems to be struggling to get inside and see an open look. They'll work the elbow here against Noble Kelly. Pass tipped and stolen. Charles and Noble.
Kibbe now with the ball, bringing it up the court. Kibbe with the crossover through the legs. Turn around. Cash!
Kibbe is feeling it right now. 100% from the field in this game so far, and the Maroon have not missed a shot.
And that was a little combination of some Kyrie moves to the dream shake to the Dirk.
I mean, you can tell he's practiced that shot on multiple occasions. A little too strong off the backboard there from number 13, Menjak.
And as you look at Matthew Pritchard coming on, Charles Fisher coming off, and Charles Fisher, I mean, Thomas can speak to this a little bit as his former roommate, but he is just such a great guy, and on the basketball court, he's really a star for the Maroon, which is amazing coming off of his injury from last year that kept him sidelined for a very long time, and you wouldn't even be able to tell seeing him out here on the field.
Definitely. I mean, he's got that knee brace on, so there's still a little bit of remnants, but you can barely tell in his game, and I like that he's taking a less, slasher approach, and he's kind of trying to sit back and drain those open jump shots, which is amazing. So after the timeout, Episcopal will bring the ball up the court. Looking to add on to their 6-point lead and maintain the shutout.
Over to Matthew. Matthew looking back over to Noble. Back to Miles. Miles looking to make something happen. ISO on St. Albans. Over the wing. Matthew looking inside, back out. Taken by number 5 on St. Albans.
The Maroon are playing great defense here, not allowing any open shots. You're going to have to make St. Albans earn it. Stolen away by Miles Garcia.
Wow.
Kibry again, cash from the mid-range.
And he is on fire.
3 for 3 from the field now. All little mid-range jumpers from that right side of the court. I mean, St. Albans has got to stop that.
St. Albans has no answers for Kibry right now. And what a board by Zach.
Kibry's hot. Layup will go off the front iron. Episcopal's first missed shot of the game. St. Albans will capitalize and take it right to the rack. 8-2.
Noble inbounds it to Kibry. Mr. and Mrs. Kelly in attendance for the game. Watching Noble today. And then later his older brother Worth has the varsity basketball game for St. Albans. The Kelly brothers are really just a dynamic duo on the basketball court and really just in all aspects of life.
I mean, I've heard them being compared to the Ball Bros before, Alonzo and LaMelo.
Yes. And if there's a third, I'm sure he would be LiAngelo-esque.
And of course, LeVar, a.k.a. John Kelly.
Yes. Speaking of LiAngelo Ball, Thomas, have you heard the most recent song by him?
Of course I have. I don't think there's anyone on this planet that hasn't. I mean, it's absolutely massive. I heard he has another song coming out soon. I actually saw a preview of that in the Bulls locker room. Lonzo was bumping it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a sideline access that day for the sports media program, so I was able to get in the locker room and see that happen, which was pretty special.
And you hear the defense chants by the Episcopal bench. And Willie, with the great defense, Caden also in the game now. Willie, Pibiski, and then Tenzo with the steal. Tenzo coming down the court. Wow, with the cross-court back to Matthew. Matthew goes up, and what a board by Zach. That just shows you the athleticism of the Episcopal team.
Willie is an absolute pest on defense in the best way possible. He's always there, talking, making a play happen.
And Willie, another player to have come off an injury.
Zach with the rejection.
Zach.
He got up and set that shot right down.
Zach said, get that out of here.
They'll give him a rest after that spectacular athletic play. In comes the ghoul, number 13, Timmy Albers. So Pena will bring the ball up the court. Fires it across to Tenzer. Tenzer looking in the corner, but stolen away by number 24, knocked out of bounds. Episcopal maintains possession. The score now 12-4 Episcopal here in this first quarter.
And Zach, obviously, with that massive rejection. Zach coming off a state championship soccer season as a starting goalie, all IC and all state, as only a sophomore. He's got a bright future ahead of him and is quite an athlete, as you can see out here on the basketball court and at 7 on the soccer field. What a pass from Willie to Caden.
Willie with the snake eyes celebrates before the shot goes in. A little premature, but Episcopal will get the board and be able to cash in on that possession. 14-4 Episcopal. One thing we saw out of this Episcopal team in the early season was they shot a lot of threes, and notice how we haven't seen one. They're becoming a lot more disciplined here in the backcourt, getting some open looks, shooting some mid-ranges, getting inside and finishing at the bucket, which is good, especially on this level, you know. It's hard to make threes.
And as you can see, it's a fast-paced game. And IC basketball is no joke. The free throw is good.
In comes the veteran, Charles Fisher, back at it, number 2. So number 0, Sebi C, will cash in on both of his free throws, cutting the Episcopal lead down to just 8. Willie, costly turnover there. Let's see if St. Albans can capitalize.
And
they will. I'd send it to you on Twitter. Looks like Kidby's gonna be coming back in for the maroon. If you're St. Albans, you gotta be mad about that.
Yeah, because Kibri, it just feels like he can't miss today.
Definitely, he's shooting 75% from the field currently with, I believe, 6 points. Definitely the bulk of Episcopal's scoring.
And as you see, Nate, wow, what a steal by Nate Tenzer.
Incredible play, had his back to the ball, was able to track it over his head. You can tell that he plays across. I mean, that was a beauty.
Caden for 3. And that one's a little off the mark, but, oh, Kibri with the steal.
Kibri gets it right back, and I mean, he has takeover activated.
Timmy. And a hustle play by Timmy Albers.
Body on the line. And that's just good old-fashioned maroon basketball there. Not giving up on the play and being able to get back, rein it in, and put it in the bucket for 2.
And how about Timmy getting on the deck, getting the ball, feeding it back out to the teammates. He's just a hustle player. And that's why they call him the Ghoul.
He's there even when you can't see him. Noble Kelly will check back in, and you got to think that his parents and his brother are sitting on that bleacher over there are happy to see that.
For sure.
You know, I spent the weekend this past weekend with Noble, and he has been thinking about this game the entire time. Look for him to put on a show here. He'll match up against number 24. Force him out to the wing. Great defense by Kelly.
Over to 5, Sam. Sam with the step.
Sam really likes that step through move. We've seen him do it multiple times. Loses control of the ball.
Back over to Sebi. To Holt. Back to Sebi. To Sam. Sam at the top of the key. Looking to drive right. Sam with the hezzy to Sebi. Sebi with the quick release. No good. Gets his own board over to number 13. And Zach rejected.
That'll force a shot clock violation. Pardon me. The end of the quarter. This Episcopal team up 8 against St. Albans going into the second quarter. And what are some adjustments you want to see out of the St. Albans team to maybe chip away at this Episcopal lead coming into the second quarter?
You know, I think it's really tough for St. Albans to adjust here because Coach McGowan and Coach Blunt are constantly changing the offensive and defensive scheme. As you see Episcopal with the press break, they're constantly coaching him through that. So I'm sure Episcopal will have a new approach to their St. Albans press break. So I really think the St. Albans coach is in a tough position here. And Coach McGowan and Coach Blunt are such great coaches that it's just going to be tough to adjust.
Of course, yeah. McGowan being a longtime varsity coach and Blunt actually being a varsity captain, I believe, back in his day.
Three-sport varsity captain?
Something like that. I mean, he was an absolute stud on the field, the court, the pitch, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I know he played football, lacrosse, went on to play football at University of Virginia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a stud athlete here in this maroon
Oh, yeah.
scene.
Legend.
I think St. Albans definitely needs to watch this maroon front court. That's what seems to change the most. They have these 3 guys they go to. They have Zach, Noble, and Tenzer. Tenzer with the more like defensive-focused approach. They have Zach, who's athletic and quick on the break, and they've got Noble, the bruiser. So it's hard when you have to play 3 different styles of ball, defend that.
Yes,
It's
and
tough.
they are all well above 6 feet. I think the Episcopal lineup that is on the court right now are all above 6 feet, so it's tough to guard the height of Episcopal, especially when you match it with the skill they have. Sam with the ball. Over to 0.
Good pump fake by number 0. I believe that's Sebi C. Dumps it off for the layup. Press, giving Episcopal a little bit of trouble, but Charles is able to elevate.
He Odell's it.
Get that pass in.
Back to Zach in the middle, and what a cut by Kibri. Good work by Zach there. Episcopal back on defense. Over to number 13. And good shot contest by Episcopal. You could tell that number 13, George on St. Albans, heard Zach's footsteps there, and it made him miss the shot.
Psyched him out a little bit. It's a mental game, you know, at the end of the day.
Sebi C bringing it up the court. Over to Sam W.
Money for 3. And that cuts this Episcopal lead from 8 to 3 now quickly. It's 16-13 Episcopal. St. Albans coming into the second quarter hot.
Thomas, what are your biggest takeaways from the start of this quarter so far?
It definitely looks like St. Albans is learning more to play to Episcopal's weaknesses and to their strengths. They're getting the ball more on the outside instead of trying to take it in. You know, they're having trouble down low with Zach and Noble and Tenzer in that backcourt, or front court, I should say. And they're definitely, you know, staying outside and getting their threes up. And, you know, 3's more than 2, they say. That'll chip away better at this lead.
And that is indisputable, Thomas. 3 is more than 2. There's no one that can argue with that. And that's why the amount of points in the NBA has just been skyrocketing because of over the years, because of the advent of the three-point line and then the increase in the amount of 3 points per game.
This is an issue I'm very passionate about, you know, the NBA and its current state of game. I won't get too in on it, but it's disappointing, I feel like. I miss the true bigs and the bruisers of the old eras.
The true centers. The Noble Kellys of the game.
I was about to say that myself. You know, Noble's got to be careful. He's going to get a 5-second violation. He doesn't step out of that paint.
More defense by Episcopal. Noble and Charles converge on the ball. Over to Miles. To Zach. Ooh, in and out.
Kelly will get the board. For 3. Charles on the wing. That's his mid-range. Bread and butter. A little too strong. Charles with the chase down forces St. Albans breakaway player to get on a knee, but it'll be called as a foul on the floor. No shot.
Coming in for St. Albans, number 23, William. Back to number 23, William. Over to Sam. And Thomas, it really appears to me that St. Albans likes to run their offense through number 5, Sam.
Definitely. We've already seen him hit 1 3 today. And it seems like they're feeding him the ball every time. I still bring it up the court. Definitely a big playmaker to watch in this matchup.
For sure. Pass it over to number 24, Jack. Jack to the middle to Rezi.
Gotta notice, Rezi's got a different jersey on than the rest of them. You notice that?
I did notice. I was, I'm not sure if that's allowed in the IC, but it seems like the refs are letting it slide.
It's good to see. All we want to see is some good basketball. Zach on the fast break had me scared for a second. I thought he was going to get up there and dunk it. You know, we've seen him do that multiple times in warm-ups. He actually cocked back for a windmill.
Oh, yeah. He can yam for sure. Back to Sam. Close out. Close out by Noble. Guard number 23. And that's great defense by Noble Kelly.
Kibri attacking the rack. Step through. That was beautiful. A little bit of a Euro step there. Kibri gets his 4th bucket.
And that looked like it didn't even hit the net. It was so perfect.
Just drops right through. Net barely moved. Kibri now boasting, I think, 80% from the field. He's got 8 points.
And there's Sam again. St. Albans likes to go through him, and wow, he can shoot the ball. To Charles, to Zach. Well, ball movement to Matthew. And that is, wow.
Great ball movement from Episcopal. Tore that press right up. And they'll come back with, it seems like a little press of their own.
And this is where Coach McGowan and Coach Blunt are just cooking it up. I mean, that ball movement like a hot knife through butter.
Definitely carving it up like a Thanksgiving turkey. That's great. I like how strong Episcopal is playing, even without their 2 guards they're missing, Knutson and Koo. Or what's his last name?
Yes, that is, Young Long is out of the game. I did not realize, because he is sitting right next to coaches on the bench. I actually mistook him for another coach, but yes, that is another big miss for Episcopal. They are definitely going to miss his presence on the court. He is a great playmaker, a great defender, and just a gritty player overall.
St. Albans varsity team seems to be arriving here. Stay tuned for that matchup. We'll broadcast that as well.
Yes, that will also be on EHS Live. Episcopal varsity and St. Albans varsity are in the gym prepping for their later matchup. 6:30 tip-off, I believe?
Something around around that time. I believe it is a 6:30 tip-off. We'll be covering that. Not your 2 beloved hosts, Brunson and Thomas, but we've got some great commentators on the line.
Ooh, and you see Matthew open on the other side. And they finally get it to him. He steps through to Tenzer. Tenzer looking inside to Zach. To Kibri. Kibri with a contested 3.
And you can't even be mad at that shot the way Kibri's been shooting it.
You can't.
And he'll get a deflection and a steal here. Episcopal looking to run a play here. Tenzer coming off that screen around the top. They're looking for Zach, but it gets deflected.
Back to over to Matthew.
Bobbles the pass and out of bounds it goes. Checking in is Timmy Albers, the Ghoul. He's got a broken pinky, which is something to note. He's playing through it.
He's got a broken pinky. Wow.
If you notice on his left hand,
I could have never told.
He's got a
the way he's playing.
Little bandage on it.
And that just shows Timmy's a tough guy. He'll play through injury. He's willing to put his body on the line for the team.
Garcia pokes it loose, but it's recovered. Albans running the perimeter.
And that's good defense by Timmy. Ooh.
Drop step and dropped in.
And you know what they say about basketball? Good offense beats good defense every time. That's why basketball doesn't end up with a score of 3-2. It's not soccer.
It is not soccer, Brunson. So Episcopal is maintaining this 22-18 4-point lead here in the second quarter. Albans has been chipping away, though. If you're just joining us, Episcopal led by a margin of 10 in the first quarter. Looking to keep this lead as Kibri brings it up the court.
What a cut by Nate.
Gets fouled before the bucket from Albers, and that'll be on the floor.
We got a couple substitutions for Episcopal. Caden and Charles in the game. Matthew and Kibri coming off the court. Miles inbounding the ball. Over to Nate. To Timmy. I'd like to see Timmy go up with it here, and that's a good take. What a rebound by Nate.
Caden's going to take it out and reset it.
That's good defense by St. Albans. Something I love about the way Kane plays is it feels like he's always ready to shoot the ball. He's always looking up, looking at the rim, looking for other options.
Definitely. You know, I've guarded him in a pickup game a couple of times, and you always got to be on your toes when facing him. You got to be ready for him to pull at all times. And, I mean, that's hard to defend as a defender, especially when he's got that quick first step, too. Sometimes even too quick for himself.
Oh, yeah. And Thomas and I, we have the privilege of playing with a lot of these basketball players on our Friday night, Saturday night pickup games, so we have a little bit of insight into just how hard it is to guard them.
You know, guarding Zach, even getting guarded by Zach, is truly a challenge. You know, you think you're open, and then he just closes out and gets on up there, and all of a sudden that open mid-range is sent over your head.
Oh, yeah. Noble Kelly with the rebound. Noble Kelly was recently featured on IC baseball account.
I did see that. They're looking to have a good season this year, the baseball team. I can tell you from a primary source myself. Charles with the deep floater.
And I don't mind that take at all by Charles. Over to number 5, Sam, running the offense.
Risky pass, but it'll pay off. Kelly with the board after the missed shot by Minjak. Garcia looking to Euro of his own. It'll stay Maroon possession.
And down from Caden. He's got to get it in, and he does. Over to Willie.
Willie behind the back, keeps it, dribbles it out of bounds, and that's going to be St. Albans' possession.
And that was some good defense by St. Albans. Didn't leave Willie with a lot of options there.
Charles picking up his man Sam at half court. Episcopal definitely recognizing the lethal potential that he has beyond that line. He's already hit 2 threes today.
Kipri checking into the game. Caden coming out. And something that I love about this Episcopal squad is that every single person on the team can contribute in a major way to the team.
Definitely. Everyone all has their specific roles. You know, we don't see a lot of guys doing it all here. But that's what a good basketball team is.
Oh! St. Albans ball with 2.3 seconds left on the clock. They'll look to get a shot off.
You got to think it's going to Sam here.
And it does.
So we'll move into halftime with Episcopal leading by 3, 22-19. We'll catch you guys at the end of halftime.
and welcome back to live coverage of the second half of the boys JV basketball game, Episcopal versus St. Albans. Thomas, what are some key points for the Maroon and for St. Albans going into half number 2?
Well, I'd like to start by saying one of the biggest things for St. Albans is to keep playing how they played in that second quarter, chipping away at that lead and cutting down. They were able to cut it down from a 10-point lead to just a 3-point lead in that second quarter, and if they keep playing like that, it'll be a closer game. But for Episcopal, obviously the focus is going to be to maintain that lead, stop giving up sloppy turnovers, and just keep playing how they've been playing.
Kibri starting off the second half with the ball. Driving to his right. Is blocked by number 5, Sam. Kick ball out of bounds to St. Albans.
Sam working the perimeter, gets it poked away by Garcia. Back out to Sebi. Tries to go for the layup, but gets fouled in midair, and he'll get to the charity stripe.
And that's good to help defense by Zach, but maybe just a split second late on the slide.
Got to make him earn it, though. He's got to drain these free throws, and St. Albans has been below average from the line today. See if they can capitalize here. One for one.
Second free throw.
Drains it under pressure. There were some fans trying to get his attention up here on this second level, but
unsuccessfully, I may add.
Not phased.
But that will be a factor to look at coming into the second half now that St. Albans will have to shoot free throws with some fans
with the floater
board.
Twice, gets his own board twice, then turns it over. No one picking up Sam as he just coasts to the top of the key.
To number 0 to 5. To 23 as he posts up Noble, but that's just not a good idea.
Good defense by Kelly, but unfortunately Menjak is there to get the board and put it back up for the bucket. Kibri with another mid-range bucket. That's cash. He's been automatic from that same spot all day. 10 points, I believe, on the night now. He's having a great night.
And what a steal by Zach. Great defense. Now it's back to Zach in the middle.
Zach in that low athletic stance on the top of the key, passed it off to Kelly. Kelly looking for Fisher on the perimeter. Gets his own turnover back, but gets ripped away again out of bounds to St. Albans.
That'll remain. I swear I heard him say white ball. And it is. Episcopal ball. It'll remain with the Maroon.
Looking for Kelly on the inbound. Get it to him. Post up, Kelly. Going to work in that post. I'd like to see him take a shot there. They'll try to give it back to him, but it gets poked away.
And what a rejection.
Absolutely rejected by Roberts. And the Maroon will push the ball here.
How many blocks do we think Zach has on the day?
And Kibri again finishes at the bucket. That's his 12th point, I do believe.
And how many blocks do you think Zach has on
Zach's got to have at least 4. I mean, he might be pushing for a double-double here with boards and rebounds. He's getting there for certain. They know not to test him in that paint. They'll pass it back out to the perimeter.
And that looks like a travel. And it is a travel.
He's been going that step through all night, but that time it gets caught as a travel.
And it's just, he's been getting away with it, but the refs are becoming hip to what he's doing.
Said like a true Episcopal student. Kelly will check out for Tenzer here. And Albans is going to have to deal with this more fast, twitchy front court here. Into Tenzer, out to Pritch. In goes Pritch, finishes through contact. No good, but the foul gets called.
And that's a great take.
For the record, Tenzer was there for the putback. No foul was called.
Yes. Most likely 2 points for Episcopal either way. And it's really just a pleasure to be calling this game along Thomas Sigler here. First game being able to call it with Thomas, and he's a tenured sports media analyst, has covered some of the biggest Episcopal sports games this year. So it's a real privilege for a rookie like myself to be working alongside like a veteran like himself.
The honor is truly mine, Brunson. I mean, I've got the head monitor right here by my side. I mean, who wouldn't be happy about that? State champion head monitor. Lacrosse captain? Lacrosse captain snub, I should say.
Certainly not the case, but
and are you the coach of this student team in the game against the faculty this weekend? Head coach?
You know, I am actually going to talk to Mr. Spears after this game to ask him what the situation is. Of course, there is a huge basketball game coming up this weekend between the students and the faculty. The entire Episcopal student body will be there, and it'll be the first win for the students in quite a while.
Quite a while. I've never seen a win by the students.
I haven't either.
I am rooting for them, you know.
And they are actually the favorites this time, and that's what Vegas is saying.
What are the odds that Vegas has put up for this one?
You know, I'm not exactly sure what the odds are, but I think the spread is Episcopal minus 6.
Really?
Episcopal students, of course. That may be a little confusing that I just said Episcopal, because it is Episcopal versus Episcopal, but students versus faculty.
I will say, though, it's always very exciting seeing, you know, which faculty members still got it, which can still hoop. You know, one of those faculty members that's always out there putting on a show is Mr. Potter. You know, he's always getting up and down that court. He's the cross-country coach, so he never really runs out of steam.
Mm-hmm. And I was actually talking to Mr. Potter about the game today, and he seems pretty confident in the faculty's ability, but I'm not so sure about this year.
I mean, we'll have to see. It boils down to what happens on the court, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's really just about heart. And that's really all basketball comes down to. You can have the skill, you can have the height, you can have the athleticism, but at the end of the day, what wins games is heart. And Episcopal's got a lot of that.
Garcia puts up a 3, but no good. Out to Tenzer for the mid-range. Episcopal loving the mid-range stuff.
And look at that! Look at the boards by Episcopal, and that's what I'm talking about. That's heart.
Tenzer again with another mid-range. A little too far. Episcopal tries to get the board, but unable to save it out of bounds.
And Episcopal varsity basketball actually has a team member named Hart. So they have heart and they have heart.
They have,
which is
heart squared.
Yes, and Hart has got a lot of heart also.
It's getting confusing.
A lot of heart going on.
Whole lot of heart.
Yep.
Heart is spelled without an E, of course.
Yes.
H-A-R-T.
Yes.
Sam going to work here in the corner.
Sam with the spin move. Number 5 guarding number 5.
5-on-5 crime.
Now it's Charles. And that's, I think that may have been a jump ball.
Charles thinks so as well, as he'll put the 2 thumbs up.
2 shots.
It will not be 2 shots.
Will not be 2
and the
shots.
fans will have to sit back down.
The fans were looking to distract the free throw shooter, but that'll have to wait for another time.
Looking for Minjak, but through his hands, and Timmy's getting out there to play some good defense. The Gould.
Now it's back to Sam.
Sam
Good help defense from Miles. And that's great defense by Noble, but good offense from St. Albans.
St. Albans looking to get back in this press look they've been going to.
Good defense, better offense. And Episcopal is just torching the press.
Kelly puts it through.
And what a shot by Noble. You look over and you see the Kellys getting hype.
Stands erupt.
You see Miss Shigler getting hype.
She is here. My mother is in attendance for this matchup. You know, we spent a lot of time with them this weekend in the mountains down at the Homestead Resort, so good to see we're still having fun, even though the weekend's over.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's just something. And as Sam rims out,
doesn't quite have that shooter's touch.
And that's just something that's just so great about Episcopal is we're just having fun during the week, over the weekend.
It's a very fun school.
It's always a good time being here. And, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun right now. What a better way to spend a Tuesday afternoon than out here watching a great basketball game.
St. Albans at the board, rims out again. Almost seems like there's a lid on the rim over on this side. I mean, everything's getting right there, but just bouncing on out. It's kind of painful to watch. Got a feel for these St. Albans players. It's frustrating sometimes.
And St. Albans is getting good looks. There's no doubt about it, but they're just not falling. And this has been a very low-scoring quarter. Sam, and they'll call a foul. Episcopal fans will look to distract the St. Albans players on the free throw.
One for one.
And the basket's good. And the basket is good.
Two for two. He's unfazed by these rogue students up here. And they get the ball right back, actually. Sam will put up a 3. Could have been a turning point. St. Albans is now taking the lead, 31-29. Episcopal, who was once up by 10, now trying to chip away to St. Albans' lead. Willie for 3. A little short. And now all of a sudden,
and you can't make that pass when Zach Roberts is on the court. Oh no, is Zach all right?
Seems like he skinned his elbow maybe a little bit. He should be fine. Some tension now in the atmosphere as Episcopal is down for the first time in this matchup.
And what a play by Zach to get Episcopal the ball, and he's staying in. That's just a true testament to his toughness. And you can't make that. You can't make that full court pass when.
I mean, he's like a Minka Fitzpatrick or even a. Yeah, who's another safety? Like Derwin James out there, enforcing.
You know who that reminded me of? That reminded me of Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Legion of Boom.
Kelly puts it up at the buzzer to tie it up. Let's see if St. Albans get a full quarter off here. They do. Far left, though. And coming in this fourth quarter, Brunson, we're tied, 31-31.
And what more can you ask for on a Tuesday night? Episcopal, St. Albans, 31-all. Who's going to take it home?
That will be determined in this fourth quarter. And everyone put the 4s up. We're ready. Everyone in the gym putting the fours up right now. It is not just us.
Everyone is putting the fours up.
Type 4 in the chat right now.
As I look over, Mr. and Mrs. Kelly are not yet.
Mrs. Sigler.
Mrs. Sigler.
Mr. and Mrs. Albers. All throwing the fours up right now. Augie putting the fours up. Essentina putting the fours up. Devon putting the fours up. Ray putting the fours up. Symphony putting the fours up. I've been lying this whole time. No one is throwing the fours up. It's just us, but
it's just us.
At least someone has that.
But we're gonna try and get it going. We may give Devon a call to see if he can get it started over in the student section.
He is a cheerleader. He seems to be mad he's getting your call.
He seems upset. Hey, throw the fours up.
Fourth quarter, throw them fours up.
Fourth quarter. Devon is now throwing the fours up as well from the student section. It's not just Thomas and I anymore. Yes, it's the fourth quarter, and now everyone knows.
And we're ready. We're ready for this fourth quarter. Whew. It'll be St. Albans' possession with the tie game, and we knew this was coming.
And Devon looked a little upset to be getting that call, but
cheered up as soon as he picked it up, you know.
Mm-hmm. But
St. Albans attacking quick, but no luck.
And as we look over to Matthew on the wing, over to Kibri. Kibri for three.
Noble, big board.
He's triple teamed and he still gets the rebound. Ooh.
Just throws it between Charles' outstretched hands. A little bit high, would have liked that pass a little lower, but what else can you do in your triple team, you know?
And Thomas, do we know what IAC implications this game has as we're getting close to playoff time?
I mean, St. Albans and Episcopal, both definitely IAC powerhouses. Episcopal needs to prove themselves after losing by 1 to St. Albans last time. This will definitely look good for the voters come playoff time, if they can pull this win out here. Kibri will get to the line after the foul on the fast break.
And of course, as we look at the complete IAC playoff picture, we've got Bullis, who is a very talented team. I believe they have a 7-foot center, which has been quite dominant.
I feel like that was maybe Prepper. They probably both do, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both basketball powerhouses here in the IAC.
Yes, they are. And Episcopal and St. Albans also very competitive.
Is this a technical foul that we're witnessing right now? Where are why are all the players behind the half court?
Oh, yes. I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Maybe a flagrant they called? If I'm correct, Episcopal should maintain possession here after those shots, and they did.
Yes, and I'm a little confused. I was a little too focused on describing the IC playoff picture.
I'm not quite sure either. I mean, regardless, Episcopal has the ball now, and we're able to get a point there, taking the lead.
Do you know what happened?
Kelly for three. Just off the front iron. He'll try to get the board back, though, and a foul is called. White ball.
And we're getting reports from our director over here, Max Niven, that the Episcopal player had a free lane to the basket, and St. Albans fouled him going to the basket, and that's why it was counted as a flagrant foul.
Would be white ball, I guess, and chance of defense erupt from the bench in the stands.
And wow, Noble!
And there's that defense. Noble Kelly with the fantastic steal. Kibri getting in some trouble.
To Nate. Nate cross court. What a pass to Miles. Oh,
almost gets that and one, but he will get to the line. These free throws are big to extend Episcopal's lead. We've only seen, I believe, 2 3-pointers fall from the entire St. Albans offense this game. So if they can extend this lead to 3 points, it's almost like a 2-score lead. They'll get the first. A big thing for this Episcopal offense and defense is going to be the ability to remain composed in this situation. Last time they had this exact same problem. They ended up losing by 1 in the last second. No moment is too big for this team, and they got to realize that. Noble needs some help out here in this perimeter getting sized up. Does well on his own, though. Out to 24 for three. No good.
And that's, yes, that's a Episcopal ball.
So Kibri bringing it up for this Episcopal offense. We'll see what they can do here, see if they can go to work.
And something quite exciting about the game is that not only is there a great game being played, but it's also a center night after.
Yeah, I wish I could enjoy that same privilege, but unfortunately I do have baseball practice after starting at 6:40. I'm going to see if I can get a meal in before, but what time is it right now? It's not looking like that.
Miles for three.
Oh!
In and out.
He's got to keep shooting, and one of these is going to fall eventually, and it'll be huge.
And I don't know how that didn't go in.
Kelly jumps to the pump fake. Number 23 yells, "Hey!" while delivering the shot. He'll shoot two here, try to redeem himself after the
We'll
missed
see if
layup.
Episcopal can distract.
The first shot is good. Zach Roberts now checking in. Episcopal fans are really going to have to lock in if they want to miss this shot.
And the distractions, again, do not work.
It's very impressive how unfazed the St. Albans team is under pressure, and Episcopal's going to have to emulate that if they want to be able to compete.
And I can't help but wonder, is there something the Episcopal fans are doing wrong behind the hoop here to not distract the St. Albans fans?
I mean,
Hank Green is another sports media analyst, and he is great at distracting free throw shooters. I bet when Hank is standing behind the basket and there's free throws being put up, it's probably the lowest free throw percentage in the ISC.
yeah, I mean, everyone's got their signature move. Steph Curry's got his turnaround, sleep, 9-9 3. I mean, Vince Carter's got his arm in the hoop when he dunks, and Hank Green's got that tongue out during the free throw. And it's really special to watch when he does it.
It is. And Coach McGowan breaking it down.
Miles Garcia.
I'm just excited to see what Coach McGowan is drawing up right here. What do you think Coach McGowan just said in the huddle?
I'm going to take a guess that this ball is going to... Wow, look at those dapper young gentlemen walking in on the far side of the court.
And speak of the devil, Hank Green, showing up with his broadcast partner, Duke Shackelford.
I mean, I got to say it. Chad and I did it first, that Woodbury game. I'm glad to see people taking inspiration as Kibri gets to the cup with the layup, extends the lead now, Episcopal 35, St. Albans 33.
What do you think Coach McGowan is telling the Maroon right now?
He's probably just telling the Maroon to, remain, keep their composure. It's a high-pressure situation, obviously, but obviously, as I said before, no moment is too big for this Episcopal team as Sam will put that floater in, tying it up 35-35. They got to break this press if they want any shot at competing here, and they do. Perfect. Garcia opened the corner. They don't swing it to him. They swing it to Zach instead. Up to Kerry at the top of the key. Gather step, hop. No good. Out to Garcia.
And Miles keeps his foot in bounds. Kibri with the great move and the tip out to Nate. Nate saves it. Back to Matthew. Over for three.
Oh, that would have been electric if he hit that, but unfortunately it just rims out, and Zach gets pushed over hard. He'll get right back up, though. The Maroons seem a little bit lost on defense, but they're able to regain their composure. St. Albans will reset. Sebi looking for a high ball screen.
And Kibri with the with the wow, great defense by Kibri.
And that's huge. St. Albans only has 8 seconds on the shot clock to get something off. They got to make something happen. It's got to happen fast. Tie game here in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left.
Noble coming into the game. Zach coming out. Zach has had a huge contribution in this fourth quarter so far with some great blocks and great rebounds. Now Noble. Over to Sam, and what a block by Kibri, but the putback is good from number 13 on St. Albans. Kibri taking the ball up the court.
St. Albans pulls away with that putback bucket. Kibri looking for some help up top. Garcia, voices in his head telling him to shoot that, but he won't.
Over to Matthew on the corner. To Nate. And Kibri for three. Oh, and it's in and out. And what a rebound!
What a rebound by Tenzers. I have to finish Benson Sims. He got so excited that he got up so fast his headset came off.
And I'm back. And
He's back.
Oh, Kibri!
Oh! And one. And the crowd goes absolutely wild. Security has to come to make sure they don't storm the court, and I don't believe my eyes. A quick turn now has the Maroon up 2 after being down 2.
And Kibri, just an amazing sequence. Offense, defense, offense. And now,
what is that, special teams equivalent of basketball? Drains the free throw.
Yep.
He's doing it all. Travis Hunter right now.
He's playing both sides of the ball. And now, St. Albans finds himself down by 3.
As I said before, St. Albans has definitely been struggling from beyond the arc today, so this is a huge lead that Episcopal has built up here. They've got a man open the corner.
Sam with the floater. It is no good. And rebound by Matthew. Matthew is pushing it up the court. And he takes it in, and it is no good. Sam looking to push it, but decides not to. St. Albans for 3.
No good. Tenzer with the board. Back to Kelly. Kelly's going to give it to Fisher.
And this is where you slow down.
And Fisher, veteran, definitely has been in the situation before, knows how to handle it.
And this is where we don't need to push the ball. We can just pass it around and then find a good shot. We don't want to wait too long, and of course this is what Coach McGowan is telling them. And they get it back out to Caden. And you know, the backset's no good, but that's about as good as you can play the possession. Get a
Definitely.
great look with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. St. Albans now the ball.
Kelly going to work on defense. Shot over Kelly is good. St. Albans pulls within 1. Someone's telling me that there's a Noble Kelly and one on the way here. They're going to draw up a play here. Coach McGowan, that is. It's tense here, man.
And Coach Blunt is now back with the team after
Paternal
Mrs.
leave.
Blunt just had their second child, I believe.
Second child.
And we are so happy for them. And it's just wonderful. And it's great to have Coach Blunt back now with the Episcopal squad.
You got to wonder what Coach McGowan could be saying to them right now in that huddle. I mean, he's a veteran, seasoned coach. I mean, he's definitely been in the situation many times. He knows how to calm his players down. Definitely a plus to have his leadership on this court today.
And the captains for Episcopal.
The captains for Episcopal's team today are Charles Fisher, Noble Kelly, and I believe Jack Newton.
Now, I would not be surprised if they're giving the team some words of encouragement, getting them fired up to to go out and win this close game. Matthew Pritchard for 3. No good.
No good, but we're there for the board. Tens are
And wow, Nate!
Tenzer probably has the most hustle I've ever seen out of a basketball player on this.
He's a great
team.
player. And the basket is no good. Great rebound by Nate Tenzer, who's also, of course, a great lacrosse player. Two-sport athlete, a lot of two-sport athletes on this team. Three-sport athletes.
If Garcia got a higher pass there, I have no doubt he would have pulled that 3. Kibri will do it instead. It'll be far right.
And what a save by Miles to Nate. Oh, and it's just in and out.
And now you got to feel some deja vu for this Episcopal team. Under a minute left now in this fourth quarter. Under a minute in this fourth quarter, up by 1. Same situation happened last time against St. Albans. It ended in a St. Albans victory. What will Episcopal learn from the last matchup, and how will they apply it?
And you can just feel the nervousness and the energy in this gym. Everyone is on the edge of their seats, as I'm sure you are at home. And we are just excited to see the outcome of this game. It's been a great game so far. And, you know, Episcopal St. Albans is really just an instant classic.
Always.
And it just is no surprise that we're here with a minute left. Episcopal 40, St. Albans 39. We'll see who can close it out. So, if you're in the St. Albans huddle, you're in the Episcopal huddle, what are you saying?
If I'm in the Episcopal huddle, I'm reminding these guys what they went through before, and I'm asking them, do you want to feel that feeling again? Because I bet you don't. And I'm motivating them. I'm telling them to get out there, play their hardest, play their best, play composed. Keep this lead going. If I'm St. Albans' coach, I'm also saying, you know, you've been here before. You know how to do it, so get out there and do it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's deja vu for both teams.
Yeah.
Which team is going to adjust and compartmentalize? We'll see.
And Sam was looking for a shot there, but it's no good. Tenzer. And Zach with the rejection!
That is huge for this Episcopal team. Zach with the rejection, looking for the fast break. You know he wanted to throw that down, swing the momentum entirely to Episcopal's side. But instead, smartly, will slow the ball down. As I say that, we throw it out of bounds. Things are getting chippy here with just under 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Episcopal up by 1. St. Albans will get another possession before this game ends. Episcopal needs.
And what are we trying to do here for Episcopal?
If I'm Episcopal, I'm just trying to get a bucket here, make them hit a 3 to tie it. You know, we're already up by 1, and they'll give it up. Kibri's got to get back up and get back on defense.
Seconds.
Sam will take it.
They're looking to push the ball. And Zach with the rejection again.
No foul call. I see Zach on the fast break. If Zach would have thrown that down, that might have been over. And St. Albans will get the foul, and you know, nothing's guaranteed, but Miles Garcia at the line is 2 buckets.
Basically guaranteed.
Basically. I don't want to jinx anything, though. And they won't have him at the line. They're actually throwing it in here. It's going to be very huge for Episcopal to get this ball in with no turnovers, and for that exact reason, McGowan will call a timeout and talk it over with his team. And this is a classic broadcast already. I say already like there's not under a minute left in the fourth quarter, but wow, this one's been a great one.
And you see as the St. Albans varsity team enters the gym, Episcopal varsity team on the other side of the gym, getting ready to warm up for their own game. And of course supporting their guys as they are in a close matchup. Episcopal has the edge here. You know, if I'm looking at the ESPN probability chart, I'm definitely thinking an Episcopal win is more likely, but you never know. With 8 seconds left, anything can happen.
You know, high school basketball is so volatile. I mean, you can't guarantee anything. Nothing's given. You got to earn it. You got to want to take it. And someone's telling me Episcopal wants to take it real bad.
Matthew with the ball.
Can they take it?
Into Zach.
They'll get an inbounds violation. Oh, a timeout's called.
Yeah, that's a great timeout by Coach McGowan, and he's just been around the game. He knows he's got that 5 second. Is it 5 seconds or 8 seconds?
5. I think it's 5.
5 seconds on the inbound. He's got the 5 second clock in his head, and right before it gets to it, he calls the timeout. That's just textbook coaching by Coach McGowan.
Absolutely. And
he was definitely thinking about that very economically. He's my economics teacher, and just a great teacher. But he knows stuff. And he knows economics, and he knows basketball, and he knows a ton of other things. And he's got
I've watched a couple of his history videos too.
Yeah.
On that puzzle. He knows a thing or two about college as well, I've heard.
And he's also
a great parent.
Yes.
So the ball will go to Kibri and they'll foul instantly.
Counselor, Mr. McGowan is truly versatile. A man of many talents.
Definitely one of the most multifaceted people on the staff. We've got a lot of them.
And Kibri, with the pressure on, Episcopal's up by 1.
Everyone in the crowd putting their hands up, sprinkling. Maybe not enough people in the crowd putting their hands up, sprinkling as Kibri misses the first one. What's important now is if he doesn't make this one, St. Albans can take the win with the bucket.
Yes.
This one is very important, and McGowan will use his final timeout.
And I've got a lot of confidence in Kibri. I think he sinks this one.
You know, if I'm Coach McGowan, I'm just going to Kibri with a smile on my face, and I'm just reassuring him. I'm like, you can do this, kid. You know, you're made for this moment. This is your moment.
You know, if I'm the coach, I don't think that's what I'm doing, because I watched on College Game Day, Nick Saban, obviously very famous football coach from Alabama, many-time national champion, and he was talking about when kickers go to kick the game-winning field goal, and I can't remember what team it was, but he was analyzing how the Texas coach went up to the Texas kicker and, you know, gave him a vote of confidence before the kick. And Nick Saban said, I never did that to any of my kickers, because you don't want them thinking it's any situation different than the situation they've practiced every day, the situation that they know how to do perfectly. It's just another time like practice.
I mean, there's definitely multiple ways to look at it. I can see it going either way, but none of us are in the huddle, so we can only imagine what was said.
But I'm sure whatever Coach McGowan, Coach Blunt, and the captain said was the right thing.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, Kibri will take the shot of his life here. With 7.2 seconds left in this fourth quarter, Episcopal up by 1. Fate of the world on the line. It goes out. Albans has the ball. A foul on who? I don't know, but that's not good. It stops the clock.
Are they in the bonus?
I don't believe they are.
And that's not a bad foul. You know, give the Episcopal defense.
I think
time
Episcopal
to
needs to get back here. Running the press is dangerous. What if they break it and they just get a free bucket?
4, 3, 2. Sam is coming down.
And that's game, and he's talking too.
What a way to end it from Episcopal. Wow. What a win by Episcopal. Miles Garcia with the rejection and the game. They head to the handshake line. And what an end to an instant classic. Episcopal 40, St. Albans 39.
What a game by both teams. And we got to get off here quick because the varsity matchup's coming up. If you want to stay tuned for that, it'll be broadcasted here at 6:30. That's when tip-off is. But, wow, I have no words to say about that game. Both teams played their heart out. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
I'm Thomas, signing out.
Bronson, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.